As always, it's another edition of the ComicCorp Podcast brought to you by NerdCorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. I thought about buying a bunch of URLs to kind of have like that easy, like, hey, just go to ComicCorp.com. I saw that Wrestling Underground was being sold for $2,000. I'm like, whoa, that's not going to happen. We're going to rethink strategy. I am the broke-ass co-host who's still trying to make this shit work. I am in love with a woman who has 37 distinct personalities and all of them want to kill me. I'm Chad Porto. Joining me, as always, is the glorious one himself. He is Marcus Green. He's not half cyborg, half human. He's just all kick-ass. How are you, sir?
I dig it. I dig it. I'm here. Booyah.
And then, of course, we have the disembodied voice that keeps us all afloat. He's Zachary Tyler Pew Pew Duncan. Stop telling me about my children's potential suicide. I don't need any more of that shit tonight. Zachary Duncan, how are you?
So I get to be Larry?
Well, you get to be Larry's entity.
I am on board. I can dig it.
Can you dig it? Yes, you just said he can. What are you doing, Chad? I don't know, other Chad. So, we were going to do 3 episodes of Doom Patrol, and I'm like, I don't have closer to 5 fucking hours in a day to watch all this. So we're only going to do the premiere to this week. And then I'm going to use the holiday break to catch up on the next 3 episodes of Doom Patrol. So that means me and Marcus will be doing 3 episodes of Doom Patrol, 1 episode of Stargirl, and a partridge in a pear tree. Oh, and we'll also talk about the
holiday already.
Right? Well, it is Christmas in July. Technically, it should be Christmas in June. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So yeah, me, Marcus, and 3 episodes of Doom Patrol, Stargirl, and My Hero Academia next week. That's the, what is that, the 9th? The 9th. So if you want to tune in and see how we feel about all that, you can. But on this week's show, we have Why the Last Man. We have issues 16, 17, 18, and 19. We get Shakespearean Monkey. So Chad's a happy lad. We also get some traveling bullshit with some traveling nonsense that we're going to skip right the fuck over because who cares? I mean, maybe my co-hosts do. I don't know. I don't speak for them. Then we're going to talk about Dominatrix in comics. It's going to be an episode. Then we're going to talk about giant fucking spiders that you can nope right the hell off with. And 2 episodes of Stargirl. 2 episodes of Stargirl getting her teeth kicked in. I can dig it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about the fact that the Hallmark Network has a better 18 to 49 demo than the CW. Which could explain why a show just got canceled. And 2 potential mystery DC movies might just be announced. Oh, and by the by, Joss Whedon is getting called out by the big cyborg. I say big cyborg because little cyborg's on Doom Patrol. So, gentlemen, Marcus, we'll start with you. Let's hop on into this week's edition of the comic review with issues 16, 17, 18, and 19. We start off with a pretty much a traveling, I keep wanting to call him a circus, that ain't right, a traveling theater group, comedy and tragedy. And look, it's Ampersand. He's kind of chilling out. They're doing some kind of pirate bullshit. Gentlemen, how are we feeling about the pirateness of these first couple of issues of this week's show?
I was kind of thrown a little bit because, I mean, obviously we've kind of deterred from our DC books for a while, but like I was sitting up there looking like, wait a minute, am I reading filler right now? Cause in my mind, I'm waiting. I'm like, thank God the monkey showed up. back to some semblance of normalcy, but I'm like, who the hell are these chicks? Why am I being told to care? I don't give a crap about this play. The most entertaining part of it for me was this random soap opera loving prissy woman. I was like, yeah, why don't y'all just do these soap opera things? Yeah, but we got these play. Yeah, why don't you just do this? We got 36 issues. Why don't y'all do that? We give you canned goods. Like, oh, okay, so yeah, I wasn't necessarily exactly hyped for the sisterhood of the traveling chicks with dick. But, it got entertaining, and in the last couple pages of the issues where they Amsterdam got taken.
So seeing the chick with the blonde beard was more than I needed to see in an episode. I was good with that. Ampersand, he's all like, hey, what's up? I'm a monkey. They're like, that's a monkey. And they're like, yup, that's a monkey. And then the monkey got stolen by some fucking ninja chick. And she's all like, what's the thing you need to understand there, Hank Hill, is the government is always watching. I need to binge that again. That was such a great fucking series. I love the episode where like Peggy goes to get Luann from the trailer park because there's a tornado coming, and Hank goes, "Bobby, do you know how to start a man's heart with a down power line?" And Bobby goes, "No, not really." And Hank goes, "Well, there's no wrong way to do it."
We don't talk about the King of the Hill enough. It has some real good lessons in there, man.
Right? Like, if Marcus ever gets struck by lightning, I know how to start his heart with a down power line. Because after all, there's no real wrong way to do it. Marcus is like, don't do it. Don't do it. Marcus is like, I tripped. I'm fine. I didn't get struck by lightning. I'm coming to save you, Marcus. No, I tripped. I'm fine.
Hilarious it is me to wake up out of my coma. Let me die, you asshole.
Zach, what'd you think of the Monkey Olympics? Ooh, it's the monkeys. Look, it's the monkeys. Sorry. I got really excited about naming the awards. It's a little golden statue monkey.
Honestly, all the shit with the traveling. I mean, I want to call it a fucking circus group. The traveling theater production. I pretty much skimmed through a lot of that shit because I'm just like, I don't fucking care. Where the hell is Yorick? When is 355 gonna bitch slap his ass again? That's all I care about.
I do enjoy that once we got through that menage. We get right into episode, I think, goddamn it, issue 18, and we open up with Cleveland, Ohio, 15 years ago. And I'm like, yeah!
Go for the chicks there. I hope both of you get AIDS. You're like, what?
Yeah, it's a fucking, it's a leap. It's a leap. So, basically, they're running from bad guys, I guess. No, not running. They're just on a fucking four-wheeler because they're fucking dorks.
Yeah.
Shit goes awry. York gets dropped off at at some type of CIA spook's house to be like, hey, this dude's got all sorts of funky monkey business with his brain. Can you not? And it's kind of one of those things where you're like, oh, so that's what this issue is going to be like. Although I do appreciate the fact that at one point in the issue, in issue 18, I think it was, the doctor chick flashes a group of women afraid that they're Amazons or daughters of the Amazons, whatever they're called. And she's like, do these look mutilated motherfuckers or shitheads or something like that? I was like, yeah. So it's funny. I enjoy the wildness of this fucking comic.
Just love freaking Uric just randomly coming up to thinking he quelling the issue like one wrong move, partner, and I'm slitting the throat of Seabiscuit here.
Solid plan, Uric. Solid plan.
So good. So good.
So Yura gets dropped off with a CIA deprogrammer who basically decides that she's going to fuck him normal.
Solid plan. Solid plan.
There's a few holes, quite a few wrinkles, maybe one or two problems. I don't think his issue is libido related. Although he is living every man's fantasy and still can't get laid, so maybe it is. Like
he is like he's sabotaging himself from getting laid.
Yeah, like perpetually. If I was him, I would just be like, "You want to see if we can restart the human race?" But apparently, that's frowned upon. Oh God. I do have to point out the fact that Yorick gets drugged, and then he gets the next entire issue just kind of fucked with. Although he does have a weird kind of Wizard of Oz thing going on, which is ironic because season 2 of Doom Patrol is basically the Wizard of Oz.
Right? I'm glad I'm not the only one that caught that.
Oh yeah, it was pretty fucking obvious. So Yorick ends up getting a little something apparently, but may not be exactly what he's craving. Chick throws him in a fucking pool and baptizes him in insanity. Just all kinds of fucking weirdness, man. Like this fucking comic, man. I forgot how weird it is. It's truly not for the faint of heart. So, do we think this was a necessary kind of situation to be in for Yorick? Putting him with a deprogrammer, having the lady, convince him that she wants to bang and then trying to drown him? I feel like that's a slight overreaction.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying really hard to deter us from, like, him, because we all know his primary objective was to, find out about his family and then obviously to get to his girlfriend. And they trying really hard, I guess, deter him from getting back to that goal about his girlfriend. Because, like Zach said, it's like he's self-sabotaging himself and he's so oblivious because 355 wants him. And she actually said it obviously as a means to get him back, although it's absolutely what she meant. And her reply when he asked was interesting. But yeah, it just seemed like they were really trying to deter his goal of getting to see his girlfriend, because I feel like par for the course with this comic, that's another unique shoe that's going to drop eventually when we get around to it, which I'm almost kind of scared to get around to at this point after seeing it.
It's kind of one of those things where if he finally does get laid, I'm confused. He's just, or not confused. I'm concerned he's just going to explode, like spontaneously combust. I mean, I know how this ends.
I mean, there's a lot of pent-up pressure in there, man.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I know how this ends, and I'm still concerned that that's how it's going to end.
Well, they tell us he can't do it without the monkey around.
Oh God, that would be horrifying. I if you've ever dated or have been the one dating someone who owns a dog, or you're the one who owns a dog, you know how awkward it gets when it's time for the hanky panky and the dog's pawing at the door. It's like, no, motherfucker, this is my turn to pet her. You can stay the fuck on the other side of that door. Now throwing a monkey into that situation, I don't know how that ends.
With a pamper on that could literally have to be changed. Oh,
right? Or maybe he's just fed up and changes himself, and that doesn't go well for anyone. Zach, thoughts on the deprogramming of one Yorick?
I mean, I appreciate the necessity to deprogram him and kind of help him cope with what we find out to be his survivor's guilt, which is explained as to why he's just being an idiot and throwing himself into all this crap. I appreciate that. I feel like this is not an actual way that could actually be done. But hey, what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, this feels like something that would cause more trauma.
Yeah. Maybe he's like, maybe the goal was I'm gonna make him want to get off so bad he has to say it before he's able to.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a fucking weird set of issues, man. You go from a Shakespearean monkey to kink play into a healthy emotional status. Like, BDSM fans are going to be like, yeah, nope, this is the Bible for how it works. I don't think it is.
Bible for how it works in their minds, and then that's not how it's executed. But it's weird. It does kind of play off a little bit of something that got said before we got off into the theater issues when the who was it, the Russian chick was like, "You good boy, Yudik. By the time you get done, you may be good man."
Yeah.
And I think this may have been a step to get him out of some of those ways, because he very much has kind of used his I guess his very mannish naivete to kind of just skate past some issues. He's been called out on it, but a lot of times he kind of uses it as either a crutch or a scapegoat in certain scenarios. So this kind of pushes him forward a little bit. Like you said, clearly not in the healthiest of ways, but I don't know if he would have got to that particular conclusion as fast if, would have went, I guess, by traditional methods, if you will.
Well, I guess the one thing we're going to find out about this comic going forward is traditional methods are out the window.
Yeah, I do like. What I do like about it is that we do get a lot of good character development with Yorick, and I have enjoyed all these like different like pieces that are coming out about him, like the Survivors Guild, and what I really liked what his sister Hero said to him before she got put in the prison. She's like, you say things like jumping the Rubicon because you were an English major and you know all these phrases, but you don't actually know what they mean. You just like to sound like you're smart. And it was like, yeah, that's good. That's actually pretty accurate. I dig that. I like the character insight and the character development with Yorick so much more than anything that ever happened with Huey.
Yeah, making him look like Simon Pegg really didn't make me care so much about Huey. Having him have sex with a hot chick, I mean, I was like, all right, I guess I'm kind of interested in your relationship, Huey, but like, I don't really have much to say to you.
Yeah.
It's more yeah, it is a weird thing specifically for us, because now we have both sides of it, like the live action and now the comic. In the comic version, I found myself rooting more for her in spite of him at times, but in the live action, I'm rooting for them.
Yes, agreed.
And, and I think, like you said, the whole having him look like Simon Pegg, which could very much come off like a weirdo in a book filled with weirdos, didn't help.
I think it was the shaved head. It just like Simon Pegg with his hair growing out is a completely acceptable lad.
Yeah.
But shave his head and give him a creeper stash? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a thing for another day. So let's switch gears and hop on over to the Doom Patrol. The Doomies of Patrollies. They're going super hard into the Wizard of Oz motif. You got your Tin Man, you got your Cowardly Lion in Clint. Which one is the bandage one? Clint?
Larry.
That was completely off.
Cliff is Robot Man.
I knew Cliff was Robot Man. I got confused on who Negative Man is. We're gonna go with that. Then you have who's the Scarecrow. I would say the Scarecrow is definitely Elasti-Woman. The fuck is her name?
Yeah.
Cheetah. Far.
What's her name?
Rita.
Rita?
Far.
Rita. And then the Wicked Witch of the West is obviously Jane. And I would say Cyborg is definitely Toto. Making the Chief the Flying Monkeys. Boom, shakalaka. So Dorothy is both adorable and horrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
You would think that an anthropomorphic monkey would be right up my alley. Turns out you're not supposed to play with God. You're not supposed to play with God. Why would you do this? She's adorable, though, in her personality. She just wants to be loved. She wants to have a family. She has imaginary friends who protect her, and I think that's adorable. And then she rode in a car, and I was like, that's so cute. And then I realized that her arm hair was flapping in the wind, and I was like, Now, the young actress playing this creature, phenomenal. Doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, so I'm going to look that up right now. Gentlemen, how do we... What's that, Marcus?
No, like she's on a great job and already phenomenal cast, so that speaks a lot to her acting.
Yeah. They only upped the quality with her. Marcus, we'll start with you. Thoughts on the premiere of Doom Patrol, because we kick right back off with them in Tinyverse, which took me a good 20 minutes to remember that was a thing. I was like, wait, why are we tiny? Then I remembered, when they left the painting, they were incredibly small.
Yeah, it's funny because I was, as you know, I like to kind of check out some reviews sometimes, even before I see something, and somebody was like, obviously the first 3 episodes dropped, and it was like, it comes off more like Gloom Patrol instead of Gloom Patrol, Doom Patrol, and I was like, huh, okay, and then I watched it, I'm like, I really do appreciate the fact that they allowed the consequences and repercussions of season 1 to really sit in, coming out of, we ended last season with a roach and a rat screwing.
Yeah.
It's almost very easy to forget that the guy that they spent all season trying to get back basically literally F them. So to kind of really sit in the aftermath of that, on top of them being small in this episode, on top of him getting his daughter back, which she is basically almost ground zero for, mass chaos, because she is Mr. Nobody in a lot of ways. So I appreciate it. I feel like we can't get to the other side of this without addressing it, and it's not going to take a cure-all fix episode. These people are literally effed for life, and it's taken whole seasons for them to even make a little bit of headway. So I appreciate the fact that they really slowed it down, and obviously Cliff is having none of it. And so yeah, I appreciated them, like I said, letting us really sit in the mess that got made last season.
Zach, thoughts on the premiere episode of Doom Patrol?
Yeah, it definitely took me the first 10 or 15 minutes or so to be like, okay, so what the fuck happened at the end of the first season?
Right.
Like, okay, they got tiny, except for Larry, I guess. He somehow managed to get out of that whole thing. And now we're stuck here. Cool. I do agree with Marcus. I do like the that there has been time given to them to kind of wallow in this miniature world, and everyone still hates the chief.
Mm-hmm.
So, par for the course. I really liked the part where Jane and Cliff are sitting by, I guess Danny the street is now Danny the brick.
I found that to be amusing.
Yes. and they were just sitting by Danny, just bitching about the chief and being like, his daughter is fucking weird. I can't even deal with it.
On the count of 3, say what you think he fucked to create that. I mean, horribly insensitive, but look who you're dealing with.
Right.
Not exactly the most stable of the group.
No.
So, the episode ends with the chief making a deal with the guy who played Crowley in Supernatural. He turns into a giant. They turn back into normal. I was going to say giant, but that ain't right. And everyone's like, yeah, we're back. One of the things I loved, though, throughout the episode was Cliff's desire to beat up the rats and kill them.
The rat community.
The rat community. And at one point, he punches one and it goes flying. And I think he said something like, squeak, squeak, fucker. And, of course, that had me rolling. Because, of course, it did. Squeak, squeak, fucker. So, we also find out that Reed is trying to turn in herself into a superhero by becoming, Miss Elastic. It's not going so well, but Cyborg's able to push the right buttons to get her to where she needs to be. Not what you want to do, but when you're looking for results, sometimes you got to take what you can get. We also see that Crazy Jane is super fucking addicted to drugs now. That's not a PSA, gentlemen, but it should be. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Chief seems pretty kosher, though, with being everyone's least favorite person because he's got his daughter back, and his daughter is 11 years old perpetually. Now, I think it might be implied that she's only 11 years old because she's been stuck in this void for 100 years.
Possible.
I don't know. I haven't seen more of the episodes. We'll find out.
That's going to get addressed.
Okay. And then we got the fact that Chief is immortal, but only because he's apparently wearing some type of necklace. And he gives that up to get his family re-enlarged. And then, of course, you have Larry and the negative man spirit, and he's finding out that his son just committed suicide after 60 years because apparently telling your son, hey, if you put that rocket there, I'm going to die, makes you a bad father. How do we feel about this negative man spirit thing, forcing Larry to know all the events of his life that he doesn't want to know, like the death of his one true love, his son's suicide. And you would think that, 50-odd years later, that your kid would eventually get over it.
You would think so.
I'm
You'd
just
also
saying.
kind of think that, his son could have just died of natural causes.
Right? Like, I feel like they're trying to make Larry into more of a sympathetic figure than they need to. Like, we feel bad for the dude. He's in constant bandages because he looks like Freddy Krueger.
Yes. We had a whole season of determining why he's a victim character.
He's the sad boy. We know this. Eventually, we want to see some resolution to the sad boys.
Yes.
Marcus, are you okay with seeing Larry's life continually fall apart every fucking episode?
I mean, it's interesting the way that they're using these flashbacks and stuff, and just the storytelling in general, because obviously, nothing they're gonna show us in these flashbacks, no matter from a pre crisis perspective, if you will, is gonna justify what the chief did to him. But it's very interesting that just how much they can actually look back now and see, because in his mind he had it all. Larry's mind he had it all. Cliff's mind he had it all. But then you take away what they assume or what they perceived that they was good at talent-wise, and they weren't the best people, specifically to their families. And they're really getting to see that now, specifically because some of their family is still around, and they're really having to, for the first time, wallow, and well, not wallow, obviously wallow, but really confront, the worst parts of, stuff they really didn't have the luxury to do before because they could kind of shelve it to the back of their talent. You can literally put your shittiness as a father into a rocket and then shoot up into space, or you can literally drive away from your wifely or fatherly neglect in a race car. That's done now. So it is interesting to me, how they're using it, these flashbacks and stuff to show their faults. When it comes to Larry, and then, like you said, maybe pushing it a bit too far, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I mean, maybe it's just because it's, it seems like it's a pile on just because last season, like, it was just so much that happened with him, specifically when it came to his partner, and now we're addressing more so with his family. So it's like what's next? Everything with his wife. Like, we had his lover. Now we're getting his kids. Like, what's next with his wife? But it really was a domino effect. So, I think it's a weird balancing act they got to play of how much joy can they find in the moment, as opposed to staying in the dark hole that's become their past. Because again, it's he literally can't get out of those bandages because, one, like you said, he does look like some messed up pizza. On top of the fact that he could kill anybody instantly because of the radiation, Rita can melt at any time, and Cliff is literally trapped in himself. So, it's literally the worst on top of the worst of what you can make a good situation when you look at the family aspect of what they have now. But again, the family aspect was around the chief, and it comes to find out that the chief is the reason why they're here in the first place. So it's a shit show.
But it's highly entertaining.
Yeah.
I do need to rewatch season 1 again because so much of that is like just fucking 30 years ago in my head. Like, I remember that the chief did a lot of fucked up things, but I don't like, especially with Jane, but I don't remember everyone else all that well. I do know that he was keeping Cliff from his family, but that's about it. Like, everything else is kind of like not really there.
I just know he basically just orchestrated the accidents.
Yeah.
Which really is enough when you think about it.
Completely forgot about that. Like I said, I got to rewatch this fucking first season. It wasn't that long ago either.
I know it wasn't. You know what I miss?
What?
I miss Alan Tudyk narrating.
Yes. Okay, holy shit, it was a long time ago. It was last April.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been 15 months.
The world literally changed.
Yes, it did. Now, we see Alan Tudyk, and there was another guy, I forget who the other guy was. They're stuck in the painting.
I think he was the beard hunter.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That gross fucker.
That creepy bastard.
Yeah, he's certainly creepy. So they're still there, they're still present, and of course, they just got sold off by the Chiefs, so we'll probably see them again at some point.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. Any final thoughts on Doom Patrol before we move on?
How did you guys feel about obviously we saw him, but there's obviously gonna be a season-long narrative about his involvement with Dorothy. How do you guys feel about the candle maker and what that implicates?
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
She's clearly afraid of him.
Yes. And whatever the wish is that he wants her to make.
And what exactly is the penalty that comes with these wishes? Because the one thing that we've found about the show is that there isn't just a resolution. There's always a consequence to it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it came off like some real Beetlejuice vibes. In terms of like, okay, like does she? Because I mean, obviously, it's never specified specifically in this first step, but it's like, okay, does he have to make? She have to make like a certain amount of wishes, until he can come out permanently, or is it one of these things where, like, he comes out as kind of like half and half? She gets what she wants, but he gets to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, it's the monkey paw idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish for $1 million, you get $1 million, but it was robbed from a bank, and now it's in your house, and now you go to jail for the rest of your life. I don't know if that's it. I do know the Candlemaker in the comics is pretty fucking horrific. So we'll definitely, if we end up seeing him, I have a feeling that he's going to be even creepier than the Barrowlope or the giant fucking spider or whatever that fucking walking mirror thing is. It's certainly a thing. We're certainly a thing. It's going to be interesting. Let's move on to Stargirl. We're going to hit with episode 6, Justice Society. They get their asses kicked by Sportsmaster and Tigress.
Mm-hmm.
And I will just say that I rolled my eyes and huffed when I saw that the 94-pound girl was the quote-unquote best player on the team. Oh, you are trying to force a narrative that no one believes.
She had 150 pounds of aggression, though. She had aggression.
I think the funniest part was, I don't know if the actress was doing her own stunts or if they brought an actual stunt double, but you can clearly tell that whoever this person was doing the football stunts had no coordination whatsoever, because they told her or him, I don't know who it was. They told them to just kind of do like a zigzag, and the guy literally stops and throws himself out of the way. I'm like, this is bad. This is just funnily bad. This is humorously terrible. And then she gets into a fight with her teammate, and the teammate is like, I don't want to play with a girl. And then she punches him in the face. And the coach is like, rightfully, you need to not do that. You're done. Boy, he was being mean to me. Yeah, but you committed a felony. That trumps that. I don't know. It's obviously done for the whole women can do everything and anything jargon and all that and whatever. But I felt like if they had just done with like a soccer thing, it would have been better. Like have her be the star of the girls' team and the boys' team makes fun of her, but she knocks the dude out. I think you could have gotten the same type of reaction from it, but nope.
Yeah.
I told you Berlanti was going to fuck with things, Marcus. I told you.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I almost wish we could like secretly be on set and be like, okay, is this how much of this is John's and how much of this is Berlanti? And if like we found out it was John's with all this stuff, we'd be so disappointed. Like if around and found out that Berlanti's off somewhere in Alaska pinning the Green Lantern show or something.
Listen, Joff, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
It's her little attitude and everything is only aided by the fact that like she's literally gonna get away with everything because literally her coach won't be there next week.
Yeah, and no one seems to be bothered about that. Like,
well, to be fair, all the authorities of the town seem to be the Injustice Society.
True, but you would imagine that at least someone's gonna be like, "This is our 4th coach in 2 years. Can your dad stop killing them, please?"
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, damn, I just thought about that. Have we even seen cops?
No,
I don't think we have.
No, we have not.
That's a thing now for me.
I have to imagine that if there's any type of sheriff's department or police force in this town, it's controlled by the Injustice Society as well.
Yeah.
I could just imagine you get pulled over. Oh, Sergeant Solomon Grundy, license and registrations, please.
It's 100%. It's 100% a force of Dragon King's dummies.
It takes 2 weeks to break them in. So Dragon King might be the creepiest motherfucker in this show, but we'll get there. So the group are like, we're gonna go stop the gambler, and I'm like, the gambler? Like, how bottom of the barrel are we stretching here, folks? So they show up and they're like, we're going to get the gambler. And then they end up meeting fucking Sportsmaster and Tigers, who's the parents of the star quarterback, who's 4'11" and 100 pounds. Yeah, she going to go far in the pros, guys. And Sportsmaster, like, just straight up fucking manhandles the entire group. He just hit baseballs at people. And I'm just sitting there going, that's my superpower. That's my superpower, Cap. I'm a really great baseball player.
Like, who kicked your ass? The guy wearing hockey pads.
You're just a guy wearing hockey pads. Yeah, but I'm really good. Fucking hits a puck right in the Batman's face. Oh, my nose! See, I told you I'm really good. They call me Gretzky Wayne. Because, Wayne Gretzky's already taken.
He could be so corny, but he came off so cool. I need Tigers to have like a better mask.
Like, you could clearly tell who she is.
Right? It's not hard.
Hey, are you what's her name's mom? No, what? So that must make you what's her name's dad? And the dad and Sportsmaster looks at Tigers every fucking week, Joanne. Every fucking week. I got all this on. You put like a little fucking spinster thing on half your face, and it doesn't even fucking do a job. You ruined my costume by your shitty one.
Oh my God! You know who she reminds me of now?
Ooh.
What's old dude's girl from Gargoyles?
Oh,
girl. Fox. Fucking Fox.
Yeah, Fox. I think that was it. Xanatos. Was that his name? Xanatos?
Yeah.
It just makes me fucking hungry. Just fucking makes me hungry. I'm Xanatos. What's that? Like cinnamon on top of toast? Like, I'm down. Maybe a little butter. Like some fucking peanut butter and cinnamon. Like, all right, cool. I'll have some Xanatos. No, it's my name. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, freaking Rex. I got Jason Voorhees. No, you don't. You never had him. You never had him.
Goddamn, Rex, why are you so terrible at your life? So Wildcat gets her ass kicked by Tigress, and Dr. Midnight barely contributes at all because she runs like a penguin. I find it kind of endearing, but also like, you're moving 2 miles an hour. Fucking Christ. So they get their ass kicked, and then Pat, because apparently he's been taking his stupid juice today. It's pulp free, though, folks. Goes, oh, I'll train you guys instead, because clearly you nearly dying without my help means that you're totally ready to be a team. That's like a toddler running upstairs, falling and breaking an arm, going, you're totally running for an Iron Man now. Good job, toddler.
Yeah.
It's definitely fucking superhero show logic of, I'm trying to get you guys to not be a superhero team. Now that you've gotten your ass kicked trying to be a superhero team, I guess I'll show you the right way to do it.
Oh, but it's totally not going to backfire.
Yeah, because him telling Court to get the stuff back instead of just going to him and getting it himself as the adult was, and all of a sudden she cared about his feelings this episode. What was that?
Well, and also like, I kind of like Dr. Midnight. I find it somewhat endearing, but also somewhat like son of a bit. Like, holy shit, you go to these people and ask for it back, but not because of, oh, there's the possibility we could die like that one kid did last week, but my stepdad's mad at me. Can I have it back, please?
Yeah, and then they come off stupid. They're like, it's not yours. Like, it doesn't belong to you. Like, it didn't belong to her. She freaking stole it. What are you saying?
The only one that has that actually has a say in it, that actually has like a claim to anything, is fucking Rick. Because it was his dad's stuff.
Rick, you're kind of a dick. And I don't mean Grayson. So, We then move on to episode 7. Shiv Part 1. Now, I'm kind of torn because on one side, I kind of get what Shiv is. She was given powers by her father to protect herself. She apparently threw a tantrum and murdered her own mother.
Yes, apparently.
I would think that would make her more likely to restrain herself, not less. And the sudden pair bonding that she wants to do with Courtney was interesting.
Uh-huh.
I think that's a fair word. Because it literally, Courtney does nothing but say, oh, you and your father did science experiments together as kids, or when you were a kid. That sounds interesting. Hey, Courtney, do you want to hang out at my house? I have your cell phone number. Wait, when did that happen? Sure. And then she's like fucking gets all butthurt when Courtney's like, this cute boy asked me out. And when did cute boy and Courtney even meet? I don't want to sound like Marcus here, but these white people all look the same.
At last, he's come to my side. No.
Have I ever told you
I don't
about
know
the
that
tragedy
they
of
ever
Dark
actually
Vegas?
did. I feel like they've just kind of seen each other across classrooms, and that was it.
No, she literally, it was that exchange in the first episode. He was like, she was sitting behind him and he was behind her, and they had a little exchange, and that's been it. Every other scene we've seen him in has been with his father.
I want to say there was one scene with the kid who died.
Oh yeah, at the locker. He
That's it.
Yeah, but
Well,
that
didn't he also like? I think he like painted something on Yolanda's locker, and then Courtney followed him for whatever reason, because Courtney just follows people.
I thought that was Rick. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, no, that was him. Yeah, because that was, of course, Shiv. Still slut shaming, if you will. And then he painted over it. She noticed it and complimented him or whatever. But that was kind of like you said, that was the last exchange. And I mean, again, we got to kind of contextualize that these are high schoolers. So it only takes a couple interactions like, oh, she's cute. She's, she's nice. Probably is one of his first crushes right now. But yeah, the stuff with Shiv, forget her actual name, but she's clearly been overcompensating for a deep amount of multiple insecurities she has, stemming from some form of deep abuse with her dad, obviously mourning whatever happened with her mom.
Shiv shanked her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm like, damn. How old was she when he put that stuff in her? Because it comes off like he did it when she was really small and the mom was holding her and she just shivved her by accident in the throat.
He said that she was throwing a tantrum, so she was probably 3, 4, 5 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And the stepmom, like,
clearly a prop.
I don't think that was in the comics. That's a new wrinkle. I appreciate it because it kind of shows you just how sick her father really is. And he's got all these little, the reference will make sense if you played Final Fantasy VII. He's got all these fucking clones, these Genova clones, just fucking like following after him all mute-like. It's fucking creepy. They're all like in shrouds. Like, you're fucking creepy.
They do nothing. They might as well be the Knights of Ren.
Oh, but the Knights of Ren did something, Marcus. They died.
Yes.
So the episode kind of culminates with Pat going, Courtney, you need to be a team. And Courtney's like, I'm fucking badass, motherfucker. Woo! And everyone's like, Courtney, he said be a team. God, you need to be a team. God, Courtney, you're such a cunt. Everyone's like, whoa, Dr. Midnight, you actually swore? No, those were the goggles. The goggles saying Courtney's a cunt. And then Pat's like, yeah, Court, he's bobbing his head a little bit with his arms kind of crossed. I kind of got to agree. You're being kind of a cunt.
This is this was I hated this scene because she was like, I literally want to throw something at the screen, hoping it'll go through it and hit her in the head. Like, cause you literally just came off an episode where all of a sudden she was sympathizing with how he felt and him caring about her and her actually want to acquiesce to his way of thinking because she finally got in a position where she knew what it was like to preach something and have it completely ignored. And then in this episode, she acts like she hired him for the gig. It's like, what are you, like, you can do a couple flips and tricks, most of which is aided by a damn living staff, and you think you're a one-man band? Like, you literally almost got dog walked in each of these scenarios. You almost got killed by the brain guy. You didn't even do anything against Icicle. Barely escaped last week had Pat and I showed up. Thought your staff was dead when he threw an exploding puck at it. And for some reason, you think you have control of this situation? Why? Oh, I know. Her dad's Starman.
Oh,
I
and
said
she brought it up again. So who's your dad? Don't know. He died, but I was told he was really awesome. No, he wasn't, Courtney. He was a drug addict. So the best part of the episode comes down to, like, she's like, I'm going to find out and show you that the principal's really the new fiddler. And like, at one point, they mentioned that she is married to the original fiddler. So it's like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it was like the episode before. I don't know where he is now. I think he might be the dad. So she's like, I'm going to find out about the fucking fiddler. And she ends up walking through the backwoods or the back hallways of the school. And she walks out in the boys' locker room. And apparently she's never seen, a stall without a door before. And she's like, what? And then she gets kicked in the back by fucking Shiv, who's all just got so much daddy issues. All of the daddy issues. And Shiv fucking goes cold stone on her ass and beats her like a goddamn drum. Court's about to die, then all of a sudden, and I shit you not, magical janitor man comes flying in for the save.
Who got fucking Excalibur?
You know the Knights of Justice theme started playing in my head, right?
Arthur and the Knights of Justice looking to take evil down. So, are we all on the same train that's Sir What's-His-Face with the fucking the flying horse thing? He was in Justice...
Yep.
He was in Justice League Unlimited, always tagged with... what's
Vigilante?
Yeah, the cowboy man, Vigilante. What was his name?
I
Sir...
have no idea.
Sir Gregory? Stargirl, Sword, Janitor Man. That'd be a great name. I'm Janitor Man. I have the power to clean up any mess. Oh, what are you going to do? Use your mop to clean up my daddy issues? Mop, mop, mop. Oh my God, I no longer have daddy issues. Like I said, young lady, any mess. Shining Knight, that's his name. Let's see. Stargirl's drop major hint about Justin the Janitor's true identity, and they all point to Shining Knight. Now, my one question is, Shining Knight sounded Scottish, not so much British. He does recognize Stripesy, though. I didn't know Shining Knight was in the JSA.
He came off like, and again, I don't really know anything about the character from the comics or whatnot, or where they're gonna go with it, but it very much kind of came off like in Power Rangers when they used to have the sixth Ranger, but he really wasn't a part of the team. He just help out in scrapes, like in tough scrapes.
Yeah.
He very much came off like that. So who knows? But that sword is sick. It was cool to see him interfere. Do we know exactly what happened with Court? Did she cut her with those shivs? Because it looked like she went down like she had got poisoned or something.
It looked like to me she suffered a head injury because she was bleeding from her forehead.
Yeah. I do think that at one point she, Shiv, stabbed her in the hands because she was, holding those and clutching those for a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. But, I got to commend both of these episodes. Those fights was good.
Yeah. Fights were great. Especially this one.
Fight. Yeah, those fights were damn good. Like even with the parking lot one against Sportsmaster when Stargirl came in to save our man. Even though I was like, there's absolutely no way she should be this skilled this quick, but it looks really good.
Well,
Um,
the thing that I really liked about the fight with Shiv was you could tell that it was the staff doing most of the work. Because you could see she was just holding on as the staff, and I really like that because it shows that she's overconfident in the staff's abilities, not in her own. And that's why she lost, because as soon as Shiv stabbed her in the hands, she was a sitting duck for whatever Shiv had left. And I like the fact that I don't know, I'm very much a fan of the late 80s, early 90s trope of the villain's just like the hero, only opposite. Like in the Dinosaurs from Outer Space cartoon, Allosaur was the leader of the good guys, and Tyrannus was the leader of the bad guys, and an Allosaurus and a Tyrannosaurus Rex are basically the same type of dinosaur. I always liked that shit. You know, so I was like, yeah! They brought it back for this show. Also, I forgot about this, so I'm going to bring it up now. Stripesy, a.k.a. the Star Spangled Kid, used to... Oh, no, Stripesy was Star Spangled Kid's sidekick. Never mind. Stripesy and Shining Knight were in a group together, Seven Soldiers of Victory. With the Crimson Avenger, Wing, Speedy, Green Arrow, the Vigilante, and Star Spangled Kid. So I guess this is, in fact, Sir Justin, the Shining Knight.
Yeah, it's and one I gotta say one thing that I didn't expect to like that happened in both episodes was what they did with Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the last episode, he had this thing, and obviously you're a kid, you don't want to be smothered by your parents, you want to come out cool. But the volcano that he did was pretty cool and edible. And the mom showed up for him, and you know they tell that made his day, and then they had that little bonding moment after. And then in the 7th episode, he kind of confronted Courtney, like you see him getting jealous now, because obviously they're having the cover for everything that's going on. He's like, look. Like, you're not finna take my dad from me. Do you see me hanging around your mom? Like, no, I appreciate her, but I know she's not my mom, and I'm not going to be up under her like that. Like, you need to back off. He's my dad. You have no idea what we've been through. And for them to do that, I appreciate it, because he could very much easily come off as just a throwaway comedic relief, and that gave him, like, some serious agency and some mystery to that relationship.
Because he outright says, you don't know what we've been through.
Yeah.
The line was great. He goes, you don't see me, cozying up next to your mom, even though I don't have one. You know why? Because I deal with it. And I was like, that's a 13-year-old telling Courtney to check her shit. And I will say this. Mike is easily my favorite character in just the regards of his scenes. Like, he's very much like what he does. He's just junk food. It's like whenever he's on screen, he's just so delicious. Oh, he's so fucking funny. It's just like the whole part where he's talking to his dad with the volcano, and he's all like, do you have a science project due today? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I got 4 periods to do it. I work better when I'm under pressure. And I'm just sitting there going, that's me. I was like that. And then he makes this fucking volcanic mess with, like, what was it, little gumdrop people or something? Or marshmallow people. Oh, my God. So fucking funny. And then, like, they fucking... He shoots it off in the middle of the school, and everyone's staring at him. And his fucking stepmom's like, I don't know how you got last. This is delicious. And Mike's like, right?
Yeah, I mean, it looked good. What is exploding chocolate down on marshmallows and gummy bears?
It was Diabetes Volcano. It was Mount Diabetes.
I had to give it a thumbs up. And they kept continuity because his dad went to go get... And this was another funny moment I'm pretty sure you liked. He was like, what do you guys want from the stands? And he was like, I'm getting a hot dog and a Coke. And what did the kid order?
Hot dog, popcorn, a foam finger, elephant ears.
Nachos.
It was like, geez, Mike, so a hot dog and a Sprite.
He's like, Mike, okay, Mike, I'm going to go take out a small loan and then go to the concession stand.
And then he freaking goes to the concession stand, and who is it but freaking
Sportsmaster,
the damn trainer. I was like, that doesn't go in your... That's not a part of your diet.
Yeah, hot dogs and nachos? Pat, that's not on your diet. Maybe that water over there is. And it took me fucking forever, guys, to realize that Sportsmaster is the trainer from the first episode. Oh
You know,
my God.
like easy it would have been though to just throw that away for that episode and never bring it up again because now we get him as the villain. But the fact that he's still on his one client that we've seen, besides his daughter, because that very wonderful night routine they gave her before they left was adorable. But
Oh yeah, 100 sit-ups, 100 crunches, 100 jumping jacks, whatever it was.
yeah, way to go, a little All Might. But but yeah, that was a real cool one. And I definitely like the staff was like, oh no, yep, yeah, she about dead. Let me go get back. She looks dead to me.
You could just hear the voice of like Bobcat Goldthwait. Oh jeez, Mike. Oh, Pat. Oh gee, she's not doing so hot over there. I done got her fucked up. My bad. So, the preview for episode 8 hints at Shiv finding out who Stargirl is. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, that's like the fucking biggest pet peeve I have with The Flash. Besides season 5's We Are the Flash.
But you know why though?
Well, yeah, because fucking Pat's screaming, Courtney,
Yeah.
Courtney, Courtney. Courtney, 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 Courtney. Courtney. Jesus, Pat. You see the staff. Come on. Put two and two together. Like, fucking sprint. Like, follow the fucking staff before you start shouting shit. Come on. So fucking Shiv's gonna pop up in the hospital and be like, ooh, we about to fucking rumble. You ever see Bring It On? No, I have. This is exactly how it went. Courtney's probably like, I haven't seen it. Pretty sure that this isn't how it went. I'm pretty sure that they did dance routines. And how does fucking Princess Crazy Pants over there, fucking Shiv, know that Courtney was a fucking a gymnast? Like, how do we know these things about her yet? Like, what is going on?
Well, between her magic phone that she just transferred those news over from, and the fact that she just magically had this girl's number, she got to be also a tech whiz behind her chemist ability. so at this point, she's just like an all-around mean girl, a skilled mean girl, for whatever reason.
So
Yeah.
she's essentially the Wrath of Khan mean girl style. Fair enough. She's a walking MacGuffin. No, she's a walking. What's the phrase I'm looking for? She's a walking Deus Ex Machina. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Although shout out to her best friend for finally calling her a bitch and leaving.
Right, you bitch. And then she's like, I'm so happy I studied. And I'm like, look at you go. You're not an evil person. You just want to be liked. Good for you. I don't remember what your name is, but good for you. So let's also point out the fact that 2 of the best dudes in this show are the sons of supervillains. I find that fascinating.
Right?
But can we also point out that the best dad in the show is also a straight-up maniacal murderer?
Oh yeah, that scene at that diner was so great. Sad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is in 100% control of his emotions. Like, he's grieved. He is helping his son find love. He's a good dad. He might even be a good man. Except for the whole fact that he killed a kid, you know. It kind of takes...
No. Oh, not just that. You're like, Dad, wait a minute. She had a boyfriend? What happened to him? I killed her.
Right? That was great. It was so it was your mother and I were there was another man and we were vying for affection. So what'd you do to get rid of him? Looks him dead. It looks his kid dead in the eye. I killed him. And then the son goes, and then the dad goes, yes, jokes. I'm known for my witty repartee. I'm glad you knew that about me, son, and that I wasn't confessing a 20-year-old murder to you. So I find Icicle to be fascinating because he is like a genuinely charming, genuinely nice guy. But he's also someone who's going to do what he has to do to achieve his plan, which makes him all the much more dangerous. Because as I quote from that line